Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Persatuan Mahasiswa Istimewa Pertama University Utara Malaysia. We are going to explain about one of the sustainability development goals, which is reduce inequality goals.
Reducing inequalities and ensuring no one is left behind are integral to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Inequality within and among countries is a persistent cause for concern, despite some positive signs toward reducing inequality in some dimensions, such as reducing relative income inequality in some countries and preferential trade status benefiting lower income countries. Inequality still persists to much of the world, while is held by a very small group of people. This often leads to financial and social discrimination. In order for nations to flourish, equality and prosperity must be available to everyone regardless of gender, race, religion, belief, or economic status. When every individual is self-sufficient, the entire world prospers. COVID-19 has deepened existing inequalities, hitting the poorest and most vulnerable communities the hardest. It has put a spotlight on economic inequalities and fragile social safety nets that leave vulnerable communities to bear the brunt of the crisis. At the same time, social, political, and economic inequalities have amplified the impact of the pandemic. COVID-19 also puts at risk the limited progress that has been made on gender equality and women's rights over the past decades. Across every sphere, from health to the economy, security to social protection, the impact of COVID-19 are exacerbated for women and girls simply by virtue of their sex.
Children and adolescents without disabilities report witnessing cruel and unkind behavior towards those with disabilities, primarily directed to those with learning or behavioral disabilities by siblings, peers at school, and in the community more broadly. The study also stated that it was not possible to teach children with and without disabilities in the same class, and confirmed that children with disability should be educated in special classes or at special schools. Consequently, this type of classification has led to an inequality in education towards children or people with disability, which it should have not been happened. It is because those born with disabilities also have their own skills and strengths that need to be unearthed, and they need to be given the opportunity to stand out. In Perma Club itself, for example, there are few great people who have succeeded to prove that disability is not a barrier to success in education. Facts and Figures, Perma edition.
By 2030, progressively achieve and sustain income growth of the bottom 40% of the population at a rate higher than the national's average. By 2030, empower and promote the social, economic, and political inclusions of all irrespective of age, sex, disabilities, race, ethnicity, origin, religions, or economics or other status. It can ensure equal opportunity and reduce inequalities out of come, including by eliminating discriminatory laws, policies and practices, and promoting appropriate legislation, policies and actions in this regard. Adopt policies, especially fiscal, wage and social protections policies, and progressively achieve greater equality. It can improve the regulations and monitoring of global financial market and institutions and strengthens the implementation of such regulations. That's all from me. Thank you.